Week 16 of the NFL schedule features a 4-day lineup on Christmas weekend, and 7 games are between teams with records of 500 or better. The playoff race is on, and every day has a good matchup. Tonight, the 49ers, who have won 5 of 6 games, will look to continue their playoff push against the Tennessee Titans. Christmas offers 2 fantastic matchups as well. The Cleveland Browns face the Green Bay Packers at Lambeau Field, and the Indianapolis Colts face the Arizona Cardinals on the road. The early Sunday window features matchups between AFC North rivals Baltimore and Cincinnati and AFC East rivals Buffalo and New England. The Chiefs host the Steelers in the afternoon window, and a battle of 500 teams between the Saints and Dolphins closes the week. There are too many playoff scenarios to count right now, but all of these games will have bearing on the NFL playoff race. Hello, friends, and welcome to the Week 16 edition of Strictly Sports NFL Thursday. I am your host, Anthony Florio, and I am joined, as always, by Michael Bullock. Unfortunately, good old MF Michael Fletcher will not be with us this evening due to work commitments beyond his control. We are hopeful to have him back with us come Monday night for Ridiculously Raw. So week 16 of the NFL season is underway, and we got a good one going right now. Exclusively on the NFL Network. It's not on Fox. Thursday Night Football, a great matchup. The San Francisco 49ers and the Tennessee Titans from Nissan Stadium in Nashville. The Tennessee Titans leading the San Francisco 49ers by a score of 17-10 with 5:58 to go in the fourth. And we might be on the verge of yet another Shakespearean drama classic like we saw a week ago with Kansas City and the Chargers. So we'll definitely keep an eye on this as it progresses. So with that being said, let's move on to the first game of our slate this week. We're going to get into the first of our Christmas game doubleheader. And it'll feature the Cleveland Browns squaring off against the Green Bay Packers from the frozen tundra of Lambeau Field in Green Bay, Wisconsin. This will be simulcast on the NFL Network, Fox, and it will also be streamed on Amazon Prime and so many other things. Joe Buck, Troy Aikman, Aaron Andrews, Christina Pink will be in Green Bay for this one. And
actually, Florio, I saw that it's actually Tom Rinaldi.
Huh. Okay. So maybe it's a typo on my announcer sheet, but they have Christina Pink on my sheet. So we'll wait and see on that. But anyways, Green Bay opening up as a 7.5 point favorite. Green Bay leads the all-time series 12-7. The Packers have won the last 3 meetings in a row against the Browns. Their last one was in 2017 in Cleveland. Green Bay won 27-21 in overtime. Last meeting at Lambeau was 2013. Green Bay won that 31-13. The Browns have not won at Lambeau and have not beaten the Packers overall as well since 2005. 2005, the last time the Browns won at Lambeau and against the Packers. 26-24 was the final in that one. So let's start it off with the Browns and the Packers. So here we go. The Packers are 6-0 straight up and against the spread at Lambeau Field this season, and the Browns are coming off a short week with a roster decimated by COVID-19. Baker Mayfield could be back, however, and Myles Garrett is a problem for the edge for a Green Bay line that has been hampered by injuries. The Packers have given up 28 points or more in their last 4 games. And I also have this. Let me see what else. I had something else here. Let me just get it up here. The Packers can feel another number 1 seed in the NFC playoffs and won't be in a giving mood at Lambeau Field this Christmas. The Browns are hoping to unwrap another late AFC playoff berth, but their injuries and other issues have held them back too much to give them enough time to recover. Aaron Rodgers is back in a jolly spirit, with all of his weapons and can feel better about his defense flexing at home as well. The Packers have Green Bay wins, but the Browns take it down to the wire. I got Green Bay winning this one. My final score is going to be 29-24. I got Green Bay knocking off Cleveland. So not much more to say. Michael Bullock, it's our number 4 game of the week on our side of the ledger with Cleveland and Green Bay. And Cleveland on the outside looking in as far as the AFC goes, but Green Bay basically controls their own destiny for the number 1 seed.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's a big game for both teams, obviously. But if the Packers want that number 1 seed, they really need to finish up strong. And yeah, I mean, the Cleveland Browns, they've been decimated by COVID issues, but I expect that. I mean, they'll get some of their guys back, but yeah, this is definitely they'll definitely give this Packers team some fits. But I think in the end, I got the Green Bay Packers winning this one. I'm going to go 30-24 is my final score here. So nothing more to say. Let's move on to the next game.
And you'll be starting off on that one, Bullock. By the way, that first game will be starting at 4:30 on Saturday, Christmas. And now we'll move on to the second half of that doubleheader. It'll kick off at 8:15, also on the NFL Network. The Indianapolis Colts squaring off against the Arizona Cardinals. State Farm Stadium, formerly the University of Phoenix Stadium, Glendale, Arizona. And on the call for that one, and this one will exclusively be on the NFL Network, not on Fox or anywhere else. It'll be just NFL Network. Joe Davis, Kurt Warner, Melissa Stark, and Peter Schrager will be on the call for that one. Arizona opening up as only a 1-point favorite. So that's definitely something to think about there. And the series history, it's actually tied. The series history, it's tied 8-8. It's an 8-8 series tie. The Arizona Cardinals have won the last 2 meetings in this series. Their last meeting, 2017, in Indianapolis, Cardinals won 16-13 in overtime. Last meeting in Arizona, 2013, Cardinals won in a rout 40-11. The Colts have not beaten the Cardinals overall and in Arizona since 2009. 31-10 was the final in that one. So I think I've covered all the schematics here. So Bullock, another game with major implications here for both teams. Indy, they're I believe they are in the I think they currently sit as the number 5 seed in the NFC. I mean the AFC rather. But Arizona in the NFC, I mean it's one thing to lose to the Rams, but losing in Detroit, if that's not a low blow, tell me what is.
And it's also unacceptable. I mean, how does a team like Arizona lose to a crappy team like the Detroit Lions? I don't get that.
They overlooked them. Simple.
Yeah, and they paid for it big time. And the Indianapolis Colts are salivating at this opportunity, and maybe they saw something that Detroit did to exploit them. And of course, nope, Indianapolis, of course, taking advantage of a win, of course, over the Patriots on Saturday, and Jonathan Taylor having another big game, over 170 yards rushing, and I'm going to say this right now, Florio, and I don't know if you'll agree with me on this. Jonathan Taylor right now is the front runner for MVP as far as I'm concerned. I mean, with this way, this man has been on an absolute tear. I mean, I would be shocked if he doesn't win it. I mean, if he carries this team into the playoffs, and yeah, if this doesn't prove for him to be the MVP, then what will? So, the Cardinals are going to have to figure a way to try to contain them, which I think at this point is highly unlikely. So the Cardinals are a 1 point favorite. I understand that, but with the way the Colts are playing right now and with the way Jonathan Taylor's going off, I'm going to have to go with the Indianapolis Colts to win this one. It's going to be a shootout. I'm going to say 34-31 is my final score. So I got Indy winning this one, and boy, Fleur, we just had a big play here by Deebo Samuel, and it looks like they could be on the verge of tying this game up.
Another Thursday night, another fun game. I mean, it maybe not as high scoring as last week was, but man alive. I mean, yes, I just saw it. Deebo Samuel and the Niners are it's what MF and I would call a red zone alert, and that's all there is to it. It's a first and goal, 3:25 to go. Niners can tie it up with a score. So, but getting back to this quick, the Cardinals are coming off an embarrassing loss to the Lions, but they return home. Kyler Murray will make some dazzling plays against the Colts defense, but can the Cardinals slow down MVP candidate Jonathan Taylor? The star running back averages 20.5 carries on the road, where the Colts are 4-2. That defense and running game travels in a thriller. The Colts don't change their game plan of playing tough defense, stopping the run and containing the passing game with versatile cover men in the back seven. That's not a good way to get Kyler Murray out of a slump, given the shocking Lions result last Sunday. The Cardinals also have sprung major leaks in their run defense, and the Colts face another team where their run-heavy approach with Jonathan Taylor is the ideal approach. I'm going with the Indianapolis Colts to win this one as well. A little lower score. I got a little lower scoring. I'll go 27-24. Indianapolis knocks off Arizona, keeps their push going, and continues Arizona's downward spiral. So not much more to say on that. Let's now move on to the Sunday slate of games, the early window. We started off with a matchup of one of our Zonk games of the week. The Detroit Lions squaring off against the Atlanta Falcons from Mercedes-Benz Stadium in Atlanta, Georgia, and this game will be over on Fox, and on the call for that one will be Chris Myers, Robert Smith sitting in for Daryl Moose Johnston, and Jennifer Hale. Touchdown, San Francisco. Brandon Ayuk has scored a touchdown. Niners are an extra point away from tying it. We'll keep an eye on that. But I have Chris Myers, Robert Smith, and Jennifer Hale as the announcers for this Detroit-Atlanta matchup. Atlanta opening up as a 5.5-point favorite. Detroit, though, leads the all-time series 25-13. And their last meeting last year in Atlanta, the Lions actually won 23-22. Falcons' last win over Detroit was in 2017. That was a 30-26 win in Detroit. And the extra point, Robbie Gould, the extra point is up, and it is good. And we are tied at 17, 2:20 to go. Another big finish coming up. The Falcons have not beaten the Lions at home since 2008. That was a 34-21 win. So let's get into this one to start the Sunday slate of action. The Lions haven't won a road game this season, but they are 4-3 against the spread and are coming off a convincing win against Arizona. The Falcons need to find a running game at home to support Matt Ryan, who has thrown just one interception in the last 4 weeks. The Lions have had some flashes with new coach Dan Campbell. The Falcons have enjoyed their share with new coach Arthur Smith. The Lions are riding high after beating the Cardinals, while the Falcons might seem deflated after the 49ers defeat. But Detroit already has had the big moment in an otherwise lost season. Atlanta would like to finish strong outside the division. It wins with a few more defensive answers. I'm going to say Atlanta wins. I'm going to go 23-20. Atlanta holds off a game Detroit Lion team. So not much more to say. Bullock, Detroit, and Atlanta to kick off the Sunday slate of action.
Yeah, I think this is Detroit with a pretty good win last week, but I think Atlanta will win this one, and I think they could finish off the season strong and take something going into next season. So I got Atlanta winning this one. So let's move on, Florio.
All right, and up next on the docket. Okay, it's our first divisional game of the week, the first divisional matchup, and it will feature Tampa Bay, your reigning, defending Super Bowl champion Tampa Bay Buccaneers on the road in Charlotte to take on it'll be the Tampa Bay Buccaneers squaring off against the Carolina Panthers from Bank of America Stadium in Charlotte, North Carolina. And believe it or not, this is actually their first meeting this year. They're going to be meeting twice over the next 3 weeks. So that's very hard to believe. I thought they already met this year. I guess they didn't. So I guess they'll be meeting in Tampa in 2 weeks. So so with that being said, let me see. All right, on the call for that one, that game will be on Fox, and on the call for that will be Kevin Kugler, Mark Sanchez, and Laura Oakman. And Tampa Bay opening up as a 10-point favorite, and Carolina though leads the all-time series 24-17. Tampa Bay won both meetings last year, including a 46-23 beatdown in Charlotte last year. Panthers haven't beaten the Bucs at home since 2018. That was a 42-28 final. Bucs have won the last 2 meetings in Charlotte. So not much more to say. Bullock, your old friend Tom Brady and the Bucs. Oh boy, I mean, Carolina went down to Buffalo as expected, but did anyone expect what happened to Tampa last Sunday night against the Saints and what I'm calling the dud game of the year? Good Lord, that was so hard and painful to watch.
Yeah, no touchdowns were even scored in this game, Florio, and that's hard to believe. But I'm telling you this right now, Florio. Ever since Tom Brady got to the Bucs last season, it seems like the Saints defense has been giving him fits, and none so more than what we saw last week, to the point that they pitched a damn shutout. I mean, that's crazy, and Brady's weapons went down like I don't know, how do you say it, Florio? His weapons went down like
dropping like flies.
Yeah, they dropped like flies, but none more so than Chris Godwin. I mean, he's tore his ACL. He's done for the season, and who knows the status of Mike Evans, and obviously Leonard Fournette is done for the regular season. They had to bring in Le'Veon Bell, and you saw how frustrated Tom Brady was, to the point of him throwing his tablet. That was just, if that's not a sign of how upset he was, I don't know what will. So, and I feel sorry for the Carolina Panthers, because I think Brady's going to go off on them big time. So, I got the Buccaneers winning this one, and I got them winning in a laugher. I'm going to go 38-13, because I'll tell you right now, Florio, Brady's going to go off on Carolina, and he's going to show no mercy, because after a putrid performance like that, I feel sorry for Carolina.
Oh yeah, they're going to get buried. There is no doubt about that. Just trying to find it in my notes here. Tom Brady will have a week to adjust after losing Chris Godwin and Mike Evans to injuries in the loss to the Saints. And the Buccaneers have allowed 4.6 yards rushing or more in 3 of their last 4 games. The Panthers could hang around at home, but they have not scored more than 21 points in a game through a 4-week losing streak. The Buccaneers passing game is suddenly facing some issues around Tom Brady with Mike Evans and Chris Godwin hurt at wide receiver. But the return of Antonio Brown to boost Rob Gronkowski is a big help, as will be the Bucs' ability to run the ball well, whether it's with more Leonard Fournette's done, but it'll probably be with Ronald Jones. The Bucs defense didn't slump against the Saints and will get after Cam Newton hard. I got Tampa winning this game. I'm going to say 27-10. Tampa Bay defeats Carolina. So not much more to say there. Let's move on now to back on our side of the ledger now. For what is when MF and I, we had a late chat after the show last night. We agreed that this is the number 2 game of the week on our side of the ledger based on implications and whatnot. The Baltimore Ravens squaring off against the Cincinnati Bengals from Paul Brown Stadium in Cincinnati, Ohio. CBS will have this one. Kevin Harlan, Trent Green, and Melanie Collins. Cincinnati opening up as a 3-point favorite. Second meeting, they met 2 months ago in Baltimore, and the Cincinnati Bengals put a whooping on the Baltimore Ravens, 41-17 on October 24th. And they cut into Baltimore's series lead. Baltimore now leads the series 27-24. And the Bengals snapped a 5-game losing streak to the Ravens. And they won in Baltimore for the first time since 2017. Their last home win against the Ravens was 2018 because the Ravens have won each of the last 2 meetings in Cincinnati, and both in blowout fashion. 38-3 last year and 49-13 the year before. Cincinnati beat Baltimore 34-23 in 2018. So here we go. Number 2 game of the week. And, of course, the reason why. AFC North, division lead on the line. And there's no question about this. The Bengals have control of the AFC North thanks to beating the Ravens in Baltimore in Week 7 and won't let up here with a chance for a terrific breakthrough season. The Ravens defense can't stop much of anything in the passing game anymore with all the injuries, and Joe Burrow will light them up all over the field for a second time. The Ravens will do their best with whoever's running and passing to stay competitive, but they are outmatched. The Bengals beat the Ravens 41-17 in their first meeting, and a win would result in a season sweep of Baltimore and Pittsburgh in the same season. The Ravens have won the last 2 at Paul Brown Stadium in blowout fashion, but Lamar Jackson with the ankle is still questionable. Tyler Huntley filled in well the last 2 weeks, but a beat-up secondary against Joe Burrow is not ideal. And I say the Bengals will win a close one this time. So I'm going to go with the Cincinnati Bengals to win this game. My final score, 31-27. Cincinnati beats Baltimore for the second time. And, of course, Bullock, all eyes will be on the Ravens with Lamar Jackson as he continues to battle that ankle injury. If he goes, the Ravens have a legitimate chance. But if he doesn't go, then I really don't like the Ravens' chances in this one. But regardless, though, Bullock, number 2 game of the week. First place in the AFC North. First place in the AFC North to the winner.
Yeah, this is definitely a big game in the AFC North, and if Lamar Jackson goes, I think the Ravens have a chance. But if he doesn't, I see the Bengals winning this one. So, and it all depends on how everything goes with practice this week. So I'm going to take a chance here. And I'm going to go with the Cincinnati Bengals to win this one. So there's really nothing more to say. And, well, Florio, it all comes down to this. It's 4th and 5. And Bullock is about to go for the winning field goal.
And just to clarify, Michael Bullock and Randy Bullock, no relation. Am I correct on that?
You are correct on that, my friend.
All right. Because, for the longest time, one of our running gags would always be I would joke and say he was your 5th cousin, but no.
I want to put put that to bed. He and I are certainly not related.
All right, but a big moment for him though. The Niners cannot stop it. The Niners have no timeouts. So what I call the Mike Shanahan rule, where you ice the kicker, is not in effect. 44 yards. Randy Bullock for the win. Snap is down. The kick is on the way, and it is good. And Tennessee wins it 20-17.
Oh my goodness.
But wait a moment, though. Wait a moment. No, it's not over yet. There's actually 4 seconds left. I stand corrected. 4 seconds remaining. But unless we see something out of the ordinary, what a big win for the Tennessee Titans.
All of the Music City Miracle.
Well, I wouldn't go that far, but
well, I'm not saying I go that far. I said all of that, but not.
Oh man, and it was close too. I mean, from the angle I saw, I thought he missed it, but upon further review, no, it snuck in the upright. So it is good.
Oh yeah, it just barely made it through.
Oh my word. But nonetheless, a 20-17 lead for the Tennessee Titans. 4 seconds left to go. The San Francisco 49ers, the only way they win this one is, well, in a way, like the Music City Miracle or the infamous Cal Stanford from '82.
Or something that I certainly want to forget is obviously with Miami and New England.
Oh yeah, the Miracle in Miami in 2018. Yeah. But it was nothing happened there. It's a touchback, so Niners will get it at the 25. So what they need to do, they don't necessarily have to go for a touchdown here. What they will have to do is hope that they can get it somehow within field goal range and get out of bounds. I mean,
well, I don't see how you can do it in only 4 seconds.
Yeah, it's probably going to have to be a Hail Mary, and well, now they're just going to have to lateral it. That's all they're going to have to do. So
it's either a lateral or Hail Mary.
Samuel, hold on. Deebo Samuel throws it back. Ayuk has it. Now it's Garoppolo. Shovel pass. I think it's Kittle. George Kittle. No, the ball is still alive. Ayuk. And no fluke play. That's it. It's all over. Now it's official. It is now official. The Tennessee Titans.
Yeah, now you can say it's official.
It is now official. 20-17. The Tennessee Titans win. Michael Bullock, big win for Tennessee.
Oh, they needed this. I mean, if they want a chance to at least have a shot at the number 1 seed, they needed this victory.
Well, they'll currently sit at the number 2 right now, because they're 10-5. New England's 9-5. So by half a game margin, Tennessee will take that number 2 spot, and then it will depend on all the other games that go down this weekend. And but now it depends on Indian. It also depends on Indianapolis, because Indianapolis, if they win, they keep pace. But if Indianapolis loses to Arizona on Christmas Saturday night, then I believe Tennessee would win the AFC South. So, and it would also, and the reports are saying that they could have Derrick Henry back in time for the playoffs, knock on wood. So Titans win 20-17. The Titans improved to 10-5. The 49ers dropped to 8-7. And according to my schedule here for week 17, the San Francisco 49ers next week will go home and host the Houston Texans. But the Tennessee Titans, they're going to have another tough game. They'll be staying at home, but they got good old MF Michael Fletcher's Miami Dolphins coming in. So that's definitely a major implication game next week, no doubt about that. So, but a big win for Tennessee. So getting back to this, we were talking about Baltimore and Cincinnati. So Yeah, I had Cincinnati winning 31-27. Bullock, did you give your pick
Yeah,
yet?
I already said I had Cincinnati winning.
Okay, just wanted to be 100% sure. So, all right. So with that being said, we're going to move on to our next game. And based on the order that I prefer to go in, I believe that game would be the Los Angeles Chargers squaring off against the Houston Texans from NRG Stadium, formerly Reliant Stadium in Houston, Texas. And this game will be over on CBS. And on the call for that one will be Andrew Catalan, James Lofton, and Cherie Burris. The Chargers opening up as 10.5-point favorites. The Chargers lead the all-time series 5-2. Their last meeting was 2 years ago in LA, and Houston actually won 27-20. Last meeting in Houston, 2016. Chargers won 21-13. The Texans have never beaten the Chargers at home. They're 0-3 against the Chargers at home. So, Bullock, I believe this one goes to you. So, but hold on one second. I've just been informed that because of this 49er loss to the Titans, Derek Ferrera is going to be very pleased. The Dallas Cowboys are playoff bound, Bullock.
Oh, that's a big one there.
Yep. So the Dallas Cowboys, because of the 49ers lost to the Titans tonight, the Dallas Cowboys, for the first time since 2018, the Dallas Cowboys are going to be a playoff team. So I'm sure Derek Ferrera is probably bouncing around like Tigger right about now, because we all know
I'm pretty sure he is.
Because he is a Cowboy fan in addition to a Patriot fan. So, but anyways, getting back to this, Chargers Texans. I think we found our lock of the week right here. I'm sure.
Yeah, this is definitely the lock of the week right here. I'm not going to waste too much time here. I got the Chargers winning this one in a rout here, so I'm just going to give it to you, Florio.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely the lock. I mean, especially after that tough luck loss by the Chargers against Kansas City in that unbelievable game last Thursday night. The Chargers are coming off a humbling Thursday night loss against the Kansas City Chiefs. They keep pacing the AFC playoff race by keeping it simple against the Texans, which allow 145 rushing yards a game. Austin Eckler and Justin Jackson pile up the yards, and the Chargers are better in the red zone this week. The Chargers are well rested and will be ready to roll out more of their electric offense with Justin Herbert in a great all-around spot. The Chargers are fading in the AFC West battle, but they are strong bets to secure a wild card berth in the first season under Coach Brandon Staley. The Texans will be game for a little more offense again with rookie quarterback Davis Mills, but they can't stop much of what LA does well. So I got the LA Chargers winning this one in the lock of the week, 34-17. Chargers all over Houston. So not much more to say on that one. So next up, getting back to another game with playoff implications over on the Fox side. Another good one here. Another good one here, as I was trying to say. We got the Los Angeles Rams squaring off against the Minnesota Vikings from US Bank Stadium in Minneapolis, Minnesota. And this one will be over on Fox. And on the call for that one, it will be Adam Amin, Mark Schlereth, and Shannon Spake. The Rams opening up as 3.5-point favorites. The Vikings lead the all-time series against the Rams. That's it's 22-15 with two ties. The two ties. The first one was in 1962, a 24 all tie in Minnesota, and the other was in 1976, also in Minnesota, a 10-10 tie. So just wanted to let you know that. Last meeting was 2018 in LA. Rams won 38-31. Last meeting in Minnesota, 2017. Vikings won 24-7. The Rams' last win in Minnesota was in 2006 when they were the St. Louis Rams. 41-21 was the final in that one. So getting into this one. The Rams have been up and down, and this is a test against another NFC playoff contender. The Vikings will test the Rams defense that ranks 23rd in the league in pass defense. Matthew Stafford is 8-13-1 with an 89.5 quarterback rating against the Vikings, but that was when he was with Detroit. He gets a close victory with his new team. The Vikings are coming off playing on Monday night. The Rams will have played on Tuesday night. Minnesota tends to play up and down to opponents, leading to consistent close games. Matthew Stafford returns to an NFC North road spot in a different uniform and will have success throwing downfield, but he will also face plenty of pressure. Kirk Cousins can use his weapons to work around the Rams' defensive strengths with the comforts of home, but I got to go with the LA Rams to pull this one out. And they now control their own destiny in the NFC West. So I'm going to say the Rams win this one. My final score, 27-24. The LA Rams knock off the Minnesota Vikings. So not much more to say. Michael Bullock, this one can go either way, but major implications in this NFC matchup.
Yeah, this is definitely major implications and a game that could go either way. Because the Rams are coming off of a short week after having to play on a Tuesday, while the Vikings, they play on Monday, so that could be a little bit of an advantage to them. But somehow I think the Rams will pull it out here. So I got the Los Angeles Rams winning this one as well. So let's move on to the next game.
Okay, and if the order I have it is correct, I believe it is our game of the week. The game of the week on our side of the ledger, the Tony and Mikey special, if you will. It's a shame MF isn't here, but but we're gonna do him proud anyway. The Buffalo Bills squaring off against the New England Patriots, Gillette Stadium, Foxborough, Massachusetts, on CBS. Iron Eagle, Charles Davis, Evan Washburn. On the call, New England opening up as a 2.5-point favorite. These teams just met a few weeks ago on a Monday night. It was back on December the 6th on Monday Night Football. And the New England Patriots came away with the win 14-10 on a cold, blustery, windy night in Buffalo, where they only threw 3 passes, oh, by the way. So there's no question about that. And that win by the Patriots adds to their series lead against the Buffalo Bills, which is quite a big one, to say the very least. They now lead at 76-45 with a tie, and won in Buffalo for the first time since 2019. That was a 16-10 final that year. But let's not forget, last year in New England, the Buffalo Bills on a Monday night pounded the New England Patriots 38-9. Patriots' last home win against Buffalo, 2019. That was a 24-17 final. So there isn't much more to say here. Michael Bullock, the game of the week on our side of the ledger. Shame MF isn't here, but let's do that thing we like for him. So with that, Buffalo, New England, it's very simple. First place in the AFC East to the winner. New England had a 2-game lead. It got cut down to 1 because they lost to Indianapolis last Saturday night. Buffalo took care of their business against Carolina. And here we go, man. 1-game difference. If New England wins, they pretty much wrap up the division. But if Buffalo wins, then we're tied. But Buffalo would have the tiebreaker via better divisional record. Winner take all, in a sense.
Oh, yeah. Like you said, a Patriots win and a Dolphins loss. The Patriots will wrap up the AFC East, which is still hard for me to believe I'm actually saying it. Weeks ago, no way I would even have mentioned it, but now they have a chance to possibly do it this week. But I think you're going to see a different Bills team, and I don't think you're going to see Mac Jones only attempt 3 passes. But I think the one thing that does hurt the Bills for you, and you and I recently talked about this, course, we all know Cole Beasley isn't playing because he tested positive and he's not vaccinated. So, and and of course, he is an anti-vax guy. So, no surprise about this. But I think not having Cole Beasley is big because he is your key slot guy. I mean, yes, you still have Stephon Diggs and Knox, and obviously with Davis, but not
And
having Cole Beasley.
we
Oh,
might be getting
well,
Emmanuel Sanders. We might be getting Emmanuel Sanders back.
yeah, but not having someone like Cole Beasley as that slot receiver, especially on third down, that's a loss there. I mean, yeah, you have all those other receivers like you just mentioned, but not having him is huge. I mean, and of course the Patriots. There's a chance they could have Kendrick Bourne back because he was put on the COVID list, but he is vaccinated, so there's a chance that he might be coming back, and who knows? Maybe there's a chance Damian Harris plays. So, man, this is a tough one to call. I think for the Patriots, if they can string up some pass plays and run the ball like they did and control the game, I think they might be able to pull this one out. But if the Bills can somehow the Patriots to play on their term, then I think the Bills have a chance to win this one. So, ooh, this is a tough one, but I think because it's at Gillette Stadium, I'm going to say the New England Patriots win this one. It's going to be a close one, no doubt about it, but the Patriots win this one 27-24 in overtime for you. That's where I think it's going to take overtime because that's how big a game this is. So, that being said, Florio, it is yours. And I know you're going with your Buffalo Bills, but just give us the details before you give us your prediction.
Yeah, and I'm not surprised you're going with your team either. I had a feeling, and
But I would not be surprised if the Bills do go into Foxborough and win this one.
I wouldn't either. I wouldn't, considering they got that reprieve thanks to the Colts, thanks to that Colt win last Saturday night, which I was selfishly praying for. By the way, I'm sorry to say, but it's true. Um, the Patriots are coming off a rough outing against Indianapolis, and the Bills are back on track. It's a game that very likely decides who will win the AFC East, given New England won the first one. Mac Jones has a 102.5 rating at home this season, and he avoids the big mistake against Buffalo. However, the Bills found something in the running game last week against the Panthers and also made their passing game more dangerous by unleashing Gabriel Davis to complement Stephon Diggs at wide receiver. They should be more relentless with the running game, with Devin Singletary supporting Josh Allen while they adjust to handle the Patriots' one-dimensional game plan with Mac Jones. Bill Belichick fooled them once, but the personnel limitations showed up here in the Buffalo rematch. So, yes, Bullock, you're absolutely right. I'm going with my team, the Buffalo Bills, to steal one in Gillette. It's certainly not going to be a 38-9 beatdown like it was on the Monday night last year. It's going to be a lot closer than you think. 20-17. I got the Buffalo Bills stealing one at Gillette. And then should that happen, then they would control their own destiny to repeat as AFC East champs, as they have two winnable games left, and both of them at home against Atlanta and the Jets. So Buffalo, if they can pull this one out, oh boy, Buffalo would be in great position to possibly repeat as AFC East champs, something that hasn't been done since those glory year teams of the 90s. And I would love to see it happen, but we'll see. We'll see. I mean, if New England were to win, I would not at all be surprised. And it would basically be back to reality, but we'll see. We'll see. So 2017, Buffalo wins. So let's move on now to the next matchup. I think we have two early games left before we get into the late games, and we will move on to We go from the game of the week on our side of the ledger to the Zonk game of the week on our side of the ledger. Oh boy. You want to talk about odoriferous. Oh, this is odoriferous as it gets. The Jacksonville Jaguars squaring off against the New York Jets at MetLife Stadium in East Rutherford, New Jersey, in the Meadowlands. And on the call for that one will be Spiro Ditas and Jay Feely. And no spread. This is basically a pick'em spread here. So Jacksonville leads the all-time series 8-6. And their last meeting was 2019. And actually, Jacksonville has won the last two meetings against the Jets. But both of those games were in Jacksonville. 2019, it was 29-15. And 2018, 31-12, Jacksonville won. Last meeting in New York, 2017, Jets won 23-20 in overtime. The Jaguars the Jaguars' last win in New York was in 2009. That was a 24-22 final. So, yeah, no doubt. This is the Zonk game of the week. This is all about positioning for the NFL draft. The loser of this game will battle with the Detroit Lions for the number one pick in the 2022 NFL draft. Jacksonville fired their first year coach, Urban Meyer, last week. New York is still playing for Robert Saleh. It comes down to who protects rookie quarterbacks Trevor Lawrence and Zach Wilson better. And let me see. And the Jaguars haven't done right by Trevor Lawrence with either Urban Meyer and or Darrell Beryl during his rookie season as the number one overall pick. The Jets have done their best to lift Zach Wilson under Robert Saleh and Mike LaFleur, but his progress as the number two overall pick has been slowed by injuries and a dwindling supporting cast. Wilson has had a few bigger individual moments than Lawrence, and his team is a little more put together and motivated in a toss-up game. But I'm going with the New York Jets to actually win this game. I got the Jets winning this one. Same score as the last game, 20-17. I got the New York Jets knocking off the Jacksonville Jaguars in the Meadowlands at MetLife. So, Michael Bullock, who do you have in our Zonk game of the week?
Yeah, I got the New York Jets winning this one as well. So, yeah, I'm not going to waste too much time on this one. So let's just move on, Florio.
All right. So we are now on to our final early game of the week, and this one will be over on Fox, and it will be a matchup in the NFC East. It's a matchup of the New York Giants squaring off against the Philadelphia Eagles, Lincoln Financial Field in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. This game will be over on Fox. And on the call for that one, it will be Kenny Albert, Jonathan Vilma, and Sarah Walsh. Eagles opening up as 10-point favorites. They met back on Thanksgiving weekend, November 28th in New York. And believe it or not, the Giants actually won that game by a score of 13-7. So the Giants contributed to the lengthy series history between these two legendary rivals. They actually cut into the Eagles' lead, and it's now a one-game difference. Philadelphia leads the all-time series. Listen to this, Bullock. 86-85 with two ties. 86-85, Philadelphia with two ties. Giants won the game in New York last month, and it was their second straight home win. They beat the Eagles in New York last year as well, but we're talking Philadelphia now. Eagles won the game in Philly last year, 22-21. The Giants have not, and it's actually been quite a bit since the Giants have won in Philadelphia. Last time they won was in 2014. Correction, 2013. 2013, Giants over Philadelphia, 15-7. But every year since then, since 2014, I believe it's 7 straight home wins for the Eagles against the Giants. So with that, Bullock, our final early game, Giants-Eagles. Eagles have won 7 in a row at home against the G-Men. Do I hear 8?
Yeah, I think it's going to be 8. I mean, especially after what the Eagles did to the Washington football team. I just think the Eagles are the better team here. So, Yeah, I got the Philadelphia Eagles winning this one. So, Florio, it's yours.
Yeah. The Eagles are on a short week after a Tuesday game, but they lost to the Giants in a 13-7 slugfest in the first meeting this season. Jalen Hurts played well against Washington in his return from an ankle injury. The Giants' quarterback situation is worse with Mike Glennon and Jake Fromm. And the Giants have a quarterback mess, and their offense doesn't have much in the offense anymore when not giving Saquon Barkley or another running back key touches. Their defense is still playing with pride for Coach Joe Judge. However, and the Eagles will make this more of a grinding game with a lot running themselves. Coming off a very short week, Philadelphia slams the door with great defense and a mild walkover. I'm going to go, I think they'll pull away late. I'll say 27-14. The Giants knock off the Eagles. Or I should say the Eagles knock off the Giants, rather. I got Philly winning 27-14. Eagles win. All right. So with that, I believe we now go into the late window. We only have 3 of those. And only one 405 game on Fox, and this is another meh game with no implications whatsoever. Definitely implications for Philly though; they're still in that wild race. I don't think it's over the Giants, but anyways, the lone 405 game over on Fox. It's a matchup of the Chicago Bears squaring off against the Seattle Seahawks from Lumen Field in Seattle, Washington. And on the call for that one will be Aaron Goldsmith with Aqib Talib and Megan O'Leary. Seattle opening up as a 6.5-point favorite. Seattle leads the all-time series 11-5. But the Bears actually won the last meeting in 2018 in Chicago, 24-17. Last meeting in Seattle, 2015. Seattle won 26-0. Bears haven't won in Seattle since 2009. That was a 25-19 final. So with that, let's get into this one. The Bears are playing out the string, and both teams are on short weeks. Russell Wilson has settled in since returning from a finger injury. Justin Fields is still taking too many sacks, and Seattle will capitalize on that at home. The Bears have to go a long way on a short week, but it's even shorter for the Seahawks. Justin Fields is a good spark for the offense, and the Seahawks have several holes he can exploit, knowing his team will have rushing success with David Montgomery. Russell Wilson can attack the Bears' weakened pass defense a little better and also use his running well enough to preserve a needed cosmetic victory. I'm going with the Seattle Seahawks to win this game. My final score, 24-16. Seattle knocks off Chicago. So Bullock, Chicago, Seattle, no implications here, but who do you like anyway?
Yeah, definitely no implications, but a lot of pride on the line, and it's hard to believe. I mean, with Seattle losing, that this is going to be the first losing season for the Seahawks since 2011.
Wow.
And the first losing season for the Seahawks under not just under Russell Wilson. I mean, that's hard to believe. I mean, with Russell Wilson on the team, I mean, they've always been a winning team, but not this season.
That injury killed them.
Yeah, injuries really have taken a toll on this team. So I think the Seahawks are definitely playing for pride here. So I got the Seahawks winning this one. So there's really nothing more to say. So Florio, let's get on to 2 of the 425 games.
And both of these games have playoff implications, but this one much more than the other one. It's our number 3 game of the week on our side of the ledger. Huge game here. Major implications in this one, as it will be the Pittsburgh Steelers squaring off against the Kansas City Chiefs from Arrowhead Stadium in Kansas City, Missouri. CBS 425 on the call for this. Hello, friends. Jim Nantz, Tony Romo, and Tracy Wolfson. Kansas City opening up as an 8.5-point favorite. Pittsburgh, though, leads the all-time series 22-11. Their last meeting was 2018 in Pittsburgh. Kansas City won a wild one, 42-37. Last meeting in Kansas City, 2017. Pittsburgh stole one, 19-13. Chiefs haven't beaten the Steelers at home since 2015. That was a 23-13 final. But But nonetheless, Michael Bullock, number 3 game of the week on our side of the ledger. Huge implications here. Pittsburgh Pittsburgh, right in there in that AFC, in that crowded AFC race. But Kansas City, man, they control their own destiny, not just for the AFC West, but also for that elusive number 1 seed in the AFC.
Yeah, but the thing is, Florio, there's a chance that Patrick Mahomes could be without 2 of his favorite targets, because I'm sure you've heard the story. Travis Kelce and Tyreek Hill are on the COVID list, so I don't know if they're vaccinated or not.
Yeah, I don't know either.
Yeah, because if they're not vaccinated, they're not going to play. They're not going to be playing in this game. So if that is the case, I think this could turn it to be much closer than what people are expecting here. Especially when you got Pittsburgh, who's literally playing for their playoff lives here. So yeah, I think Kansas City will win, but I think it's going to be much closer just because. I'll tell you this: Kansas City wins either way, but if those guys don't play, it's going to be closer. But if they do play, then I think it's going to be a rout. But like, if those 2 don't play, I think Pittsburgh could have a chance. But we'll wait and see how it goes. But right now, I got Kansas City winning. So Florio, I mean, who knows what to expect? I mean, especially when you got 2 of the biggest targets for Patrick Mahomes, with the possibility of not even playing.
Yeah, I'm looking into this now. Well, I don't know. I haven't seen anything that's I haven't seen anything one way or another. They're just projecting. I don't know, but we'll have to wait and see. But Patrick Mahomes said, according to ESPN, Patrick Mahomes said yesterday that he is confident Josh Gordon can step up if the Chiefs have to play without Tyreek Hill and Travis Kelce. They have not been officially ruled out yet, but we'll have to wait and see. So, but anyways, getting into this one, these teams haven't met since 2018. The Steelers are clinging on to AFC North title hopes, but they hit the road against the top seed in the AFC. Pittsburgh has allowed 143.9 rushing yards a game, but will Kansas City stick with the running game around Clyde Edwards-Helaire and Darrell Williams? The Chiefs continue their win streak, but the Steelers hang around. The Steelers played much better defense against the Titans to help them win a low-scoring game, but they also gave up a ton in the running game and got a break from a team with almost no real passing game. That's not the case versus Clyde Edwards-Helaire, Darrell Williams, Patrick Mahomes, and if they play, Tyreek Hill and Travis Kelce. Kansas City is playing like a team possessed and focused on another number 1 seed, while Pittsburgh is on the ropes to fall out of playoff contention. Close game, but I think the Kansas City Chiefs will win this one. My final score, I'm going to say 31-24. The Kansas City Chiefs get by the Pittsburgh Steelers. Should be a great game. But if Hill and or Kelce are out, if one of them are out or both of them are out, definitely puts a damper on it. But either way, I got KC winning. So the other 425 matchup, staying in the AFC West, as it will be the Denver Broncos squaring off against the Las Vegas Raiders from Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas, Nevada. The legendary Greg Gumbel alongside Adam Archuleta and AJ Ross. No spread here. I think this is a pick'em game here. These 2 teams met back on October 17th in Denver, and the Las Vegas Raiders came away with the win. Final score in that one was 34-24 in favor of Las Vegas. So they cut into well, the Raiders actually add to their lead. The Raiders now lead the all-time series with Denver 67-53 with 2 ties. And the Raiders have actually won 3 in a row now against the Broncos. The Raiders also won in Las Vegas last year, 37-12. The Broncos have not won at the Raiders since 2015. The Raiders have actually won 5 straight home games against the Broncos. So 2015, Denver winning in Oakland 16-10. But since then, it's been all Raiders at home. So with that, Denver could be without Teddy Bridgewater, and that means Drew Lock will likely be the starter. The Broncos are 3-3 straight up on the road this season, and the Raiders are coming off a short week. Darren Waller with a knee could be back, however, and that gives Derek Carr a safety valve Vegas makes it 4 in a row in this all-time series. The Broncos lost to the Raiders 34-24 at home in Week 6. These two teams are too even to think fading Las Vegas will sweep the season series. Denver can also smash this with its typical 1-2 rushing punch of Javonte Williams and Melvin Gordon. Derek Carr and his weapons are slumping with their limitations, and Vic Fangio's defense could smash them around on the road. But I think the Las Vegas Raiders are going to win this game. I gotta slightly go with the Raiders here. I'm going to say 23-16. The Raiders knock off the Broncos at Allegiant. So, Michael Bullock, your thoughts on Broncos Raiders?
Yeah, I got the I'm going to give the slight edge to the Raiders here. I mean, I just think they're the slightly better team, but I would not be surprised if the Denver Broncos do pull this one out. So, I got the Raiders winning, so it's on to Sunday Night Football.
Sunday Night Football on NBC. Another divisional rivalry, a matchup out of the NFC East. As for the second time in 3 weeks, it will be the Washington football team squaring off against the Dallas Cowboys. AT&T Stadium in Arlington, Texas, a.k.a. Jerry World. They met 2 weeks ago on December 12th in Washington, and the Dallas Cowboys won that game by a score of 27-20. So that adds to Dallas's series lead over Washington. They now lead the series 74-45 with 2 ties. Snapped the 2-game losing streak because Washington swept the season series last year. So they won in Washington for the first time since 2019. That was a 31-21 win 2 years ago. But this one was 27-20. Last meeting in Dallas, we all remember Thanksgiving 2020. Washington won 41-16. Derek Ferreira went on one of his epic rants and rubbed a lot of people the wrong way during that. I'm not going to go into any further detail there. Dallas's last home win over Washington was the year before, 2019, 47-16, the final. But there is good news, Bullock. There will not be any Derek rants because the Dallas Cowboys, if you're just tuning in, the San Francisco 49ers lost tonight to the Tennessee Titans, and because of that, the Dallas Cowboys have clinched at least a playoff spot. But Bullock, I do believe with a win over the Washington football team, I believe it all but clinches the NFC East for them.
Yeah, I see that happening here. I mean, look, Washington just got through with its virus issues, and looks like Taylor Heineke is going to be back for them. But let's face it, I just think Dallas is the much better team here, especially now with the division title within reach for them. So I basically got the Dallas Cowboys winning this one. So, Florio, it is yours.
Yeah, I agree. It's going to be Dallas. It's the second matchup in 3 weeks between these NFC East rivals, and Washington is working on a super short week. Dallas is winning with a defense that has allowed just 14.7 points a game the last 3 weeks. That trend continues at home. Can Micah Parsons work into the Defensive Player of the Year conversation? And what about Trayvon Diggs? I think he should be in that running as well. Just my opinion. Washington and Dallas just played a couple weeks ago. The Cowboys handled that matchup well on the road, but almost let Washington right back into the game late. Coming off a short week, the football team with no chance of winning the division anymore will go through the motions with the limited offense facing a red-hot all-around defense. Dak Prescott uses this favorable matchup at home as a much needed get well tune up. I think it's going to be another close game, especially if Heineke's back in there. Yeah. Then I got Dallas winning either way. If Heineke plays, I say 28-20 Dallas wins. But if he doesn't, 33-14. But either way, the Dallas Cowboys are winning that game. And that would pretty much all but wrap up the NFC East for them. So with that being said, one last game to get into. And that, of course, Monday Night Football on ESPN. A matchup of the Miami Dolphins squaring off against the New Orleans Saints. This game is the number 6 game of the week on our side of the ledger. By the way, Denver and Vegas came in at number 7. This one at number 6, the Miami Dolphins and the New Orleans Saints on ESPN Monday Night Football. Of course, Steve Levy, Brian Greasy, Louis Riddick, Lisa Salters. And this will be at the Caesars Superdome in New Orleans, Louisiana. And the Dolphins are opening up as 1.5-point favorites. Series tied at 6 games apiece. It's a 6-6 series tie between these two, but the Saints have won the last 3 meetings with the Dolphins. Their last meeting, 2017 in London, Saints won 20-0. Last meeting in New Orleans was 2013. Saints won 38-17. Their last meeting, the Dolphins last won at the Saints in 2005, but remember, 2005, the Saints were not in the Superdome because of Hurricane Katrina. That game was at LSU's Tiger Stadium in Baton Rouge, and Miami won 21-6. The Dolphins have not won in the Superdome since 1986. That was a 31-27 final that year. So there isn't much more to say. Duke Johnson resurfaced with a pair of touchdowns for the Dolphins last week. The Saints are suddenly on a 2-game win streak and in the NFC playoff mix. The Saints are somehow just 1-4 in games at the Caesars Superdome, and Miami has a defense that can win on the road. The Dolphins' defense has fueled their winning streak, supported by the running game, getting it done more to lift an efficient Tua Tagovailoa, passing to his diverse weapons. They have struggled at times against the pass, but have cleaned up things against the run. Miami is more versatile and multiple on both sides of the ball, while New Orleans' limitations cost it another home game against an AFC East foe. I'm going to say the Miami Dolphins pick up the win here. Keep their red-hot winning ways going. 17-13, I think Miami pulls it out. But if New Orleans were to win, I would not at all be surprised. But there isn't much more to say. 17-13, Miami wins. Michael Bullock, take it home. Can MF's Dolphins keep their red-hot streak going?
I think they can, but after what we saw, on the defensive side of the ball for the Saints did, I wouldn't all be shocked if New Orleans pulls it out. So, but to me, I think it's going to be another win for the Dolphins. So Miami wins. So Florio, let's put a bow on this.
Yes, sir. And that will put the bow on this Week 16 edition of NFL Thursday. We want to thank you all so very much for tuning in. Before we go, on behalf of Michael Bullock and myself, we want to take this moment to wish all of you out there a very Merry Christmas, because as you know, it is Christmas Eve tomorrow, and then Christmas is Saturday, and we will not be on for the next few nights. There will be usually we would have Friday night. It would usually be the Cerebral Smack Talk at 11 p.m. following AEW Rampage, but in this case, we will not have a show because of the fact that it is Christmas Eve and we all have plans with our respective families. So we will not have a show on tomorrow and this weekend. So we will next be with you now on Monday night, not for Ridiculously Raw, but for a very special edition of the Wrestling Forum. It will be our 2021 year in review special. And then on top of that, during that show, we will also hand out our year-end awards. Match of the year, male wrestler of the year, female wrestler of the year, tag team of the year, pay-per-view of the year, breakout star of the year, just to name a few. Moment of the year. We'll get into all that on Monday night. Tuesday night, we're going to have a special show on Tuesday, as well as it will be our 2021 Strictly Sports year in review special. And on top of that, we will also preview the New Year's 6 bowl games in college football, the New Year's Six matchups, including the 2 college football playoff semifinal matchups. And then Wednesday, it'll be Wednesday Night Mayhem, final show of 2021 with good old MF Michael Fletcher, AEW Dynamite, and NXT 2.0 as usual. And then right back here a week from tonight for the Week 17 edition of NFL Thursday. And then we'll take our New Year's break. And just to look down the pipeline as to what we have coming up next week on this show, we got another decent slate of games. We got the Kansas City Chiefs squaring off against the Cincinnati Bengals. Implications there. Arizona Cardinals against the Dallas Cowboys. Las Vegas Raiders against the Indianapolis Colts. The Miami Dolphins against the Tennessee Titans. The Denver Broncos against the Los Angeles Chargers. The Los Angeles Rams against the Baltimore Ravens. The Minnesota Vikings against the Green Bay Packers. And the Cleveland Browns against the Pittsburgh Steelers. All that to go, just to name some of the games of next week. We'll get into all of it, but those are definitely the standouts for next week. So that's it. So until Monday night for the 2021 Wrestling Forum Year in Review special edition of the Wrestling Forum on Monday night, immediately following Raw. This is Anthony Florio here for Michael Bullock, and in spirit, good old MF Michael Fletcher, the Twisted Angel and First Lady of the Wrestling Forum, Dee Dee Woodson, and of course, the man who put it all together, the Yankee Messiah 401, Derek Ferreira. You know the routine, everybody. Thumbs up. Talk to you later. Yeah. Throw it up Fortune 4 style. Bye for now, my friends. God bless. Be good to each other, especially these next few days, more than ever. Be good to each other. Tongue-tied there. I apologize for that.
Be good to each other.
Yep. Yes, indeed. Bye for now, my friends. God bless. Be good to each other. Have a blessed, Merry Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, and Christmas weekend with your families and your loved ones. And until Monday night for our Wrestling Forum Year in Review special on Monday night, you've been watching Week 16 of Strictly Sports NFL Thursday right here on the Tone 25 on YouTube and StreamYard.com. For everybody who has been a part of this one, for now, Anthony Florio, so long. Bye, everybody. Bye. And Merry Christmas, one and all.
Merry Christmas, everybody.
So long.